Gary, oh, the we are go, retire, the we are go. Musicians are crying, oh, hospitals are empty, oh, the we are go, retire, oh, the we are go, the we are go, yeah, retire, oh, the we are go, the we are go, go. Retire suffering, suffering, oh, the we are go, retire eating Gary, retire suffering, retire looking around, the we are go, the we are go, the we are go, retire, the we are go, Jawiago, I gotta Jawiago, we tire, Jawi.
This is the time we come together to keep our country safe forever.
Good afternoon, folks. If you watching us tonight on Facebook and YouTube, this is the Brown Talk Show, and tonight we will be discussing issues pertaining to funding activities for the Gongloe campaign in Liberia come the 2023 general elections. Normally, when our election is to be heard, candidates from various political parties, representative candidates, senatorial candidates from various counties and districts in our country make their way to the National Election Commissions, get registration done completed, and go to the polls to be voted either in their area as representative or senators. And then the climax part, to climax the entire thing is the presidential election. Each political party sends a representation for presidency and vice presidency. The Liberian People's Party has a compelling presidential election, presidential candidate, and vice presidential candidate. Strong behind these people is a team referred to as Liftspac. Not only Liftspac, but other funding organizations that provide funding for the support of the elections of these young people, these educated people, those who want to change the story of Liberia. Tonight, we have with us one of the executives of Liftspac, one of the major supporters of the Gongloe campaign in Liberia. He is Mr. Oscar Blessu. We will be discussing with him tonight how did he get all this money to sponsor Councillor Tiawan Say Gongloe? How has he been doing since the start of the entire campaign for Councillor Tiawan Say Gongloe? How far does he intend to carry Councillor Tiawan Say Gongloe? All of this tonight we will be discussing.
On the screen.
Tonight we will be discussing with one of the executives, two of the executives of Liftspac. We will be discussing with them today how much they have been doing for Councillor Tiawan Say Gongloe's elections. And we bring to you Mr. Oscar Blessu. I think one of the executives is also on his way to come. But before we get to Mr. Blessu, to get the ball rolling, this is our famous election song. Do you remember the election 1985? Do you remember the guy named Zach? Do you remember the guy named Jiba? Zach and Jiba Soiree? They gave us this beautiful music when we went to our 1985 elections, which was rigged by the then President Samedo, which brought a long-lasting civil war in our country. Are we going back into that place? But let's listen to this music. This is how we're going to roll away the curtains tonight when we begin our discussion with this compelling financial group that have made Councillor Tiawan Gongloe not just a poor man lawyer, but a compelling candidate in that elections. Listen to Zach for a few minutes, and we get to our various colleagues that are here.
This is the time we come together to keep our country safe forever. So open up your hearts, let our true love come right in. Cause love is all we need to make us stand. Let's understand one another and learn to live together as brothers and sisters. Without togetherness, we won't have a peace of mind.
All right, we heard that. This is Zach and Jiba introducing to us. This is how we want our elections to be. Let us come together as one brother and sister so that we can keep our country safe. Tonight we have with us Oscar Blessu as one of our guests and Sir Dave Pojai. Welcome, gentlemen, to the Liberian People's Party Broom Talk Show.
Thank you, Mr. Zioka. Thanks for inviting us on this forum.
All right.
I'm
And I
delighted to.
also want to welcome you guys. We're going to be here talking important things. As you know, it is time, like Zach and Ziva say, that we all can come together to have a safe nation. Tonight, we're going to start off by asking our guests for their various names and who they are and what brings them up here tonight. We're going to start with Sir Dave Jai. Good afternoon. Good evening, sir. How are you? And what is your name? Who are you with the Liftspac? And what brings you on this show tonight?
Thank you again, Brother Zioka. As you rightly said, my name is Dave, Sir Dave Toja. I'm a citizen of the Republic of Liberia. I hail from a very small town that is not well known in Liberia. That is in Sino County, um, in the northern part, and it's called Dudwicken. That's where I hail from, and I am the the son of a farmer. So I am living in the United States now in the city of Philadelphia. I am the executive of the Liberia First Political Action Committee. Is a nonpartisan political institution fair and Liberians. Is nonpartisan see the best and through that effort it supports candidates and political institutions of their choice. I am the executive director again, and I'm also a member of the Liberian People's Party. I have been a member since the 1980s when I was even came out of high school. So we are here to discuss whatever you throw at us, and but especially what is LISPAC role and what we are involved in and why we do what we do. So
Okay, we'll come to you. We'll come to you, Mr. Sai, Dave Jai, but we don't want to. I mean, I don't want us to go ahead of that question, so I will come back to you. But let me go to your
mhm.
colleague, sir. What brings you here tonight, Mr.
Okay.
Blessu?
Yeah. Thank you, Comrade Zoga, for inviting us to this show. My name is Oscar Blesu. I hail from Nema County, a village in Nema County that is now known as Jazz in the area. I'm from the We Day District, we and Doro. Um, we are from a town called Glanstown, and my father settled in Quendi, Nimakan, where is like a popular name in that area where people go to school from all over the Quendi Vocation Training Center. Well, I came to Lespa through Councillor Gonglo, movement called the Thing Gonglo in the diaspora, and I served on Dennis, and we changed our name later on. It will come later on in the question, but we changed our name later on to Lispa. So Lispa is the brand that we are using now. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you so much, gentlemen. And I am so happy that you are here tonight. And we've been hearing about you. I don't want you to say, but Mr. Zoka, you heard about us, but now we got to hear it from the house's mouth. What is Liftspac? What is Liftspac?
Um,
Any of you can go first. What is Liftspac?
yeah, let me jump in. Lispa is the Liberia First Political Action Committee. The L stand for Liberia. Then the um, FT stand for First, and is a non-partisan and non-profit social, political, and humanitarian organization We are registered in the United States and the Republic of Liberia. Liftspac primary aims and objectives are to help promote things that help improve human condition and encourage the frank exchange of ideas that are geared towards building it in you know enabling society and to create an environment that is based on understanding and tolerance, acceptance, and the spirit of healthy competition, and to promote the ideas of economic and social justice. Let's not believe that for the people to participate in improving their condition, they must know the society, the event, and activities that affect them. They should be free to participate.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you. Sir Dave Jad, I could throw that same question to you, but I wouldn't because your colleague have answered. But what I'm interested in, I see that you guys are one of the strongest force behind Council I want to say Gonglo, or even though you just told me that you are a member of the Liberian People's Party, but that does not actually convince me whether you really know this Council Gonglo in totality. Or I mean, how did you come to know Councillor Gonglo and what the interest so much you have that you are so strong behind him financially? How did you get to know him and how can you convince me that I mean he is the man of the choice for which you are spending all of this money behind him going into counties that we however but we will come to that later. How?
Well, we strongly believe that Liberia's major problem is not absence of personalities. It's not the absence of individuals, but it's the absence of a very strong leadership. And leadership is not just about occupying a position, but it's about making sacrifices. It's about understanding the problems, understanding the people, and understanding the nation that you want to serve. We believe that leadership is about love and compassion for nation. For me, as an personally, I have been following the work of the counselor. I follow generally as an individual. I follow the work of Moja, and then it changed into the Liberian People's Party. I was an avid admirer of Dr. Sawyer. I read every speech of his. At one point when I was in high school, I mean that's on an individual level. So everything that he does, whatever Moja or LPP was involved in, I was knowledgeable of that. I read his speeches and everything. And for me, also generally, I'm someone who believe in advocating for people, advocating for the least among us. Perhaps maybe it has to do with upbringing. I come from a very large family, so when I heard about the counselor coming, and I said, "Oh, I know this," and then I saw online the a group called itself Team Gonglo Diaspora. I immediately thought, but before that, we were also in contact with some folks that knew Councillor Gonglo. My brother went to Liberia, met with him. In fact, spent some time at his house. We felt that if people with integrity, with credibility, can form part of a government or can head a government in Liberia, the nation will get better. The nation will have a real solid and stable leadership. So, considering all of those factors, it was a very easy decision to support the counselor. And in fact, I tell people that I even as an individual, I had even political aspirations as well. But when the counselor got into the race, we said, "Oh yeah," These are people who have been sacrificing and making all the sacrifices for the nation. So we rather so then Team Gonglo then changed into Liftspac, and then we felt that after we did some analysis of the candidates and other people, we still maintain that the counselor was the best person to support in the Liberian elections. He wants to Liberia, he loves Liberia, he is committed, and he has been advocating for Liberia. So it was an easy decision for us to make.
Thank you so much, sir. These are the officials of Liftspac. And how did they get to support Councillor Tiawan Gonglo? He emphatically made it clear here that Liftspac has the idea of supporting people or candidate in the presidential race who has the mind of the people. As a matter of fact, Liftspac, according to him, wants to improve or is improving the human resource development. They recruit and employ and train people. And based on the factors that Councillor Tiawan say Gonglo is a transparent man, is a transparent candidate among all of the candidates in our presidential election, drew them to that fact to support Councillor Tiawan say Gonglo. That is a very good thing. Now, what I'd like to know about Liftspac is this. Liftspac, how many counties are you presently in Liberia giving your support to Councillor Tiawan Gonglo? You know, we have about 15 counties, and he has traveled all those places and traveled up to about 300 and some more towns and villages. How many counties are you presently in?
Yeah, yeah. I would take that question. Since Liftspac was established in 2022, the organization has established chapter or cell across Liberia. You know, people don't understand chapter and cell. Chapter or cell is like a political word. Chapter is like like non-profit or some organization word. Across Liberia to help carry out some of the tasks that the organization has set out to achieve. There are
Okay.
chapters in Maserado, Grand Bassa, Bon County, Grand Julia, San Luis. We first established ourselves in Grand Bassa. We established ourselves in Grand Bassa because one lady came to our campaign. They call Tyrion Dishu. She is from Grand Manchester, been here since uh, in the 80s, and she joined our campaign, and she brought up a 15 counter strategy. And because she is from Grand Bassa, she said that, I would like for her to at least, you know, create an organization in Grand Bassa so that we can build a more lot of people there, and she was able to donate a whole office to us in Grand Bassa. So we are able to establish our first cells in Grand Bassa County. And Grand Bassa, right now, we are cover nearly all the districts over, in Grand G, in Grand Bassa. And she's a very strong supporter of Gonglo. And we also moved all to Grand Julia. Grand Julia was just another place that we established ourselves. Our director is from Sano. So he said, hey, we cannot just leave my own hometown. And he went over and was established ourselves in Sano. Then Bon County, our board director from Bon County. He said, no, I cannot leave this thing like that. I brought all this whole Gonglo movement stuff and thing, and he decided to establish another one in Bon County. Maserati, our league coordinator, Richard Greer, he lived there and he ran in Maserati County before. He said, no, we have to establish 1 year. We joined one Nima County because we felt that the Team Gonglo Global was established there. We didn't want to at least confuse people there. but we have created a chapter in Nema County. Maybe the director add on.
All right. Thank you so much. Director, do you have anything to add on how far are you people? And I think he names about five counties. Someone
Yeah,
is viewing that and say, good job done. How far are we? Where are you people? Do you want to make a comment on that?
yeah. I mean, he has rightly stated that those are the five counties in which we have found right now. Um, we we believe that um, all of these things also require financial investment, logistical investments, and all of those things. So we'd like to be very effective and do whatever we want to do to the letter. So we limit ourselves to those five counties, because of some logistical reasons. Um, so really, that's it. And those counties have coordinators. We have Mr. Boris Chilople is in Sino County. He is our coordinator there. We have Brother Wisner is in Grand there. He is the coordinator, and they all have corps of officers that are working along with them. We have Steve Newell, who is in Grand Bassa County, a very hardworking young man, very productive. So he is there. We have another very steadfast, hardworking, energetic man in Bone County, along with his corps of officers. They are there doing a lot of good work. And then we have Mr. Richard Kamara and Richie Greer. Richie Greer is the lead coordinator, and Richard Kamara is the coordinator for Maserado County. So we are operating in those five counties right now, and the more we have more resources, we may extend beyond them. But thanks to those guys who are working with very little resources, and they are on fire for the better Liberia agenda. And we always want to remind them that we are grateful for the kind of work that they put in.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Ja. If you say, oh, we have a minimum amount of money, a little finance that we are keeping our 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 organization up, you are in about pretty close to six counties, and you're doing a very great job. Now, election is no play. Normally, our Liberian people say that it's no child play. How do you gather support? You are a non-profit organization, non-profit. How do you gather support? How do you get support to 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 support all of these things? How do you get funding to support those in these far counties? Because I know you have not less than five employees or volunteers worker, even though they might be a volunteer workers, but
Mhm.
they have to get some minimum per diem to be able to cater to their family. How do
Mhm.
you gather your support to take care of these people?
You see, it's true sacrifices, would say. If we want to see a better Liberia, we need to make a lot of sacrifices, financial, emotional, social sacrifices. And our folks are understanding of those things. But financially, we are a membership supported institution. We do not have any kind of outside finances. So has members. We pay membership dues, and we also, you know, deep into our pockets, and make some pledges, make some donations. We are committed to Liberia. We are seriously committed to Liberia. We want to see a better Liberia. We want to see a Liberia that respects the fundamental rights of the people, and a Liberia that provides opportunity for its people, through work, through employment. And so we are committed to those kind of things. For too long, this country has become a shame of West Africa, and we believe that it is because of leadership. So our members, come together, whatever we request of them, and we say, look, we want to embark on maybe a bike purchasing campaign for Grand Jeter, and our members are willing to, give their very last, you know, to give whatever they have, and then we do those purchases. And this is how we try to maintain our offices and our people that are in the fields. And we always encourage them that this is about Liberia, it's about sacrificing. And if we all do the sacrifices and Liberia gets better, we all get better. The nation gets better, the people gets better. The burden on us in the United States will also lessen. And so this is we've been that's how we have been doing it, and we are still encouraging other Liberians that believe in the progress of Liberia to join arms with us so that we can support this better Liberia agenda. And so we are encouraging people, join us, uh, join with us, give us whatever support that you can, and so that we can support Liberia.
Are you definite that Councillor Tawan Gonglo is going to win this election?
Look, with the level of work that we are doing, and also part of our work is to enhance the work of the institution that supports Councillor Gonglo. Um, we strongly believe that the councillor is going to win this election because he has the temperament, he has the capability, the intelligence, the competence, and he has overall the love for country. This is someone who could have been on Wall Street, maybe as a leading lawyer. This is someone who could have lived in the West, but he chose to live in his country. He chose to become the servant of the people, a poor man lawyer. Lawyers are making thousands and thousands of dollars in Liberia and elsewhere, but this man has chosen to sacrifice his own happiness and even the happiness of his people so that he can see a better Liberia. And who is better to lead this country into this 21st century than Tiawan Gonglo? So we are very confident, we are committed to this task, and we are certain that come October 10, the councillor will be elected as the president of the Republic of Liberia, along with his VPs. So we are confident in that, and we are committed to the task of making sure that he is elected.
Concurrently, your organization existed at the time Councillor Tiawonse Gonglo was in the DPS organization of his campaign team, his campaign people, or that he announced he wanted to be president of the Republic of Liberia. I mean, at that time, you have been in existence up to including this date. If Councillor Tiawon Gonglo does not win, you're done, right? Or are you going to continue for the Liberian people?
Oh yeah, Liftspac was established not just as a political institution. We are a non-partisan, and we said any individual that supports Liberia, that believes in transparency, that believes in equity, that believes in integrity, that believes in the rule of law, we will support that. And not only that, we are also committed to doing things that will help improve the Liberian condition. So our efforts and our mission does not start or end with Councillor Gonglo. Whatever the outcome of the election will be, we are determined to continue the work that helped to improve Liberia, providing some election education, political education, um, engaging in some maybe training in training works, engaging into some services in the area of mental health, behavioral health, all of those things. We intend to do those things. So whatever the outcome of the election, Liberia is supreme. Liberia is the most important institution that we have. So we will continue to do our work.
All right. Mr. Ja, thank you so much to hearing that. That is a good comment. We are confident that Councillor Chawanse Gonglo is going to be the one who will win this election because of the integrity he has. The Liberian people love him. Now, if you see on your left-hand side, there's a photo on that left-hand side, which is the road leading to Grand Jada County, one of your stronghold, one of the areas in which you support people. Are you in this place where you have no roads, no good road? This is the time at which it was not yet raining. It was just some splash of water will come down. This is the way leading to Liftspac. You telling us, I mean, you got funding from a membership, Sir David John, you got a lot. I don't think it's from funding, it's from membership. Do you live, do your people work beyond this part in Grand Jada County? And if so, I mean, what can you tell the Liberian people of your organization so interest in working for Council of Tiawan Gonglo in this beyond this muddy section of the road?
Yeah, let me take on that question.
Yes.
I the SG for our organization. I work directly with those guys every day, and they tell me about the road condition, and we strategize how best we can be able to help the citizen there to help face those breaches, stuff and things like that. So our coordinator uh, there is very strong, and he every day he gave up duty about the road condition. He even said that when Teron Gonglo went there the very first time, he walked in the mud with his barefoot, and so these are some of the stuff that Teron Gonglo will be tackling in his administration. He'll be tackling the issue of the road networking, and we are very sure that when he elected as president, things will be on course.
Sir, do you have anything to add on that?
Yeah, I mean, looking at the pictures of that road, I am reminded when I was there. As you all know, I'm from the southeast. I left from Sino when I graduated from junior high school. That was in the 80s, and you can still say that nothing much has changed, and the road condition. And what I like about the counselor, he has an understanding of the issues. And, Liberia, and when people are making all of these uh, outlandish comments about building rules and all of that, and the counselor acknowledged that building rules, especially like even to the southeast, is expensive, is tedious work. It requires a lot of financial infusion. But what the counselor said is that even if you don't, if it's not yet for the highways and building all these bridges, maintain the road. And this is what of the box thinking is all about. You don't focus just your attention into one direction. Leadership is about brainstorming, thinking about other new ideas, reading about other past efforts, and seeing what others have done in the past or so. So the counselor even rightly said that even during the dry season, we'll have like tractors on this road to maintain them so that when the rainy season comes, those roads are still in some pliable conditions. They are still in the best shape. And as we do that, life will still be going on as we go or gather resources so that we can build the state of the art roles. And I think that is out of the box thinking. I believe that this is someone who is constantly studying the situation and analyzing it. Unlike what we currently have, that not much of a brainstorming, and this just lies, sign agreements that they know that cannot even be implemented. So yes, the councillor acknowledged that building highways is expensive, is tedious, is resource intensive, but he will institute a kind of a process where those roles will be maintained throughout the year. And then so and these are some of the things that attract our supporters and leads back to the councillor because of his ability to analyze, to devise new ideas and new methodology in how he is going to govern this country.
Thank you, Sir Jai, Sir Dave Jai, for that explanation on how you've been funded to go beyond this. Presently in our country, the country is completely disorganized, or otherwise we can say disintegration in our country right now. And whenever a society is broken, whenever there is disintegration of in a society, then comes in what we call strain. And strain has the propensity of making individuals to commit crimes. Our people are now looking at the cause of why people are committing crimes in the country. Liftspac happened to be an organization that is interested in building human resource even now and after the elections. Honor the leadership of Councillor Tiawan Se Gonglo. I'm also going to put up another picture. Liberia is a country that is rich in gold, diamond, and we have good soil. I'm also going to put up another picture while you are answering the question. At the end of the elections, under the Gonglo-led government, what does Liftspac have in her pocket, or what kind of package Liftspac has to improve the lives of the street boys, of the street gangs? What package do you have? Remember, you just told me that you are intended. Your organization, one of the core of your organization is to improve the living standard of people in Liberia. Under the Gonglo-led government, what package do you have for the street
Yeah,
people?
yeah. Do you let me take on a question?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay. Part of Liftspac is to work the foremost interest of Liberia is to put Liberia first. And part of Liftspac is to work collaborate with individuals and institutions to build a society grounded in the fairness and transparency, integrity and respect for the rules of law, and the commitment to Liberia first. In so doing, let's proactively engage in activity to help raise the citizens' consciousness and help foster an environment in which people will make informed decisions and meaningfully participate in nation building. In so doing, they will work with what they call ZOCO to build an institution that this is or will try to like Mass Director is like he's a specialist in mental health. He try to build a institution in Liberia, before or after. And And people will go there, and he will, the organization will be able to let's for membership will be able to educate them and tell them the best way that they can move forward. Because some of the things that happen in Liberia is you cannot blame on the society, but you can blame on the people themselves. But in order to do that, you have to educate them. Maybe they
Thank you,
don't have
Mr.
more.
Bless you. Thank you
Yeah.
so much, Mr. Oscar Bless you. Sir Dave Jai, what is your take on that? The pictures before you on your left hand side again is the kind of life that the street boys live.
Mhm.
Those are on the street because,
Mhm.
I mean, of poverty. They live in a community where you have how they call it, the community completely has completely broken down,
Mhm.
and they have the deviant behavior
Mhm.
that lead them to committing crimes in the areas. Okay,
Yeah.
so I mean, what do you have? What package do you have under the Gongloe government?
Okay, thank you very much. And that is quite a depressing picture, and we've seen a lot of it. Even when I was
And,
seeing
let, and let
it.
and let me not hold you there. I'm still going to put you on track. This one is not disturbing. There's another one I cannot find. This guy has a piece of bread and he's dipping it into a dirty water and eating
Mhm.
it, taking that dirty
Yeah,
water like a tea.
yeah.
Go ahead.
I watched.
Yeah, please.
I think I've seen that video as well.
Okay.
And then
Okay.
this guy who is like hair-butting this pole and all of that. Um, this mental health, whatever it is, those things are really exacerbated by the social and economic conditions as well. Um, and quite surprising that up to this time there has been no real serious government project. Um, they they have now not even like appointed a committee or an individual, like even a czar that would, because this is a serious social political economic problem. The young people. I listened to an interview where there were over 500 of them in a building, um, including young kids. The guide said that the age ranged from, I think, 11 or 8. The youngest among them was an 8-year old. And this, and this is not just confined to Morovia now. As I learned, it is all over the country. So this is a huge problem. And these are the young people that we consider the future of the country. And so this is a very depressing situation. And Liftspac may not have all of the resources, but the very little that we can do, we will do that. Most of the time, poverty exacerbates those conditions, and then crime also. So we will hopefully work along with government and see, or whatever institution that can also help, so that we can deal with issues of addiction, drugs use, because drug use, mental health, and then you also have to combine those things with the justice system as well. Are there people who are using this to intentionally commit crime and all of that? And also, what also needs to be done is helping our people and providing some education about mental health. You know, we have various different, understanding and beliefs about mental health. These people are considered outcasts in the society. They are considered criminals. But we will also want to like provide some level of education that these are our own children. These are our neighbors. These are members, these are people who maybe used to go to the same church, to the same school, but they have these challenges, and so that helping the society, to become a little bit more understanding, a little bit compassionate, and this is very helpful in our kind of culture, in our collective culture. Before, we will say it takes a village to raise a child. um, we are a collective society, so that we have to we have to appeal to that collective idea, so that these unfortunate children, boys and girls, the future of this nation, what can we all do together so that we can accommodate them? If if it's difficult, I mean, it may be difficult to build institutions everywhere for them, but at least if we can help, if we can encourage even the community to have some compassion on them, to tolerate them, to be able to support them. If you have a piece of cassava, if you can give it to that community, so as to get these kids, these children, these people, our brothers and sisters, to get them out of the street, provide them with some skills. The ones that are able to go back to school can go back. Those who are able to get into vocational institutions, and there will also be some conditions laid down that in order for you to benefit from these things that we are going to provide you, you have to abstain from drugs, from other things, from other vices. And every little thing will count. We may not be able to do all of that, but we will do the best that we can, so as to help these young people, because they are the future, and the future of this country is slowly dying in front of our very eyes. So we'll be very committed to that, people who they call Zocos or whatever, and we'll work very hard. And even if, as you said before, even if the election doesn't come the way we want, we will still want to invest into that area of Liberia, into those young men and women, so that they can become productive people in our society.
Thank you so much, Sir Dave Jad. This is what we're looking about. This is what we're looking for, folks. If you are watching us in uh, Facebook land, on YouTube, share the video. This is for the Republic of Liberia. And tonight we have our guest on this show tonight, and we're discussing financial support for the Gonglo's campaign. Liftspac has been doing very well from the beginning up to including to this date. And not only to support Councillor Chawan Gonglo to become president, but to also use their natural resources to take these people we refer to as Zogo. This is a street code. There is something we refer to as street code in criminal justice system. They use their name Zogo. They have regular names like you and myself, okay? But because of the fear, people get to them and look at them as criminals. But Dave Jazz said, it is not all of them that are criminal, but most of them get into the deviant behavior because of strain. Otherwise, we refer to as stress. Psychology refer those as strain on them. And they don't have the social ties with their family. All right. So a child does not have a social ties with the parent because one, the parent has lost the job, they have no jobs, and the government came to power redundant some people. Even if they have a job, they have nothing. They have not been paid for more than 4 or 5 months. How do you put bread on the table for these people? And this is the reason why Liftspac have said, look, we're going to spend all that we can do. This is the candidate we have identified among all of the candidates that has the higher level of probity. This is the candidate who has no corruption record on him. And we think that he's able to lead the Liberian people in the right direction. We got about a few minutes to go. Before I leave you guys,
Yeah.
after the last, yes.
So
Yes, sir.
One thing I would let us say is that one thing I forgot to let you know that is Liftspac is the first organization, you know, in the political saying is that their membership and federal are contributing towards financially in Liberia and the United States. Our membership in Liberia, those people are paying $1 a month just to support us because they believe in the vision of Tiawan Gonglo. And also, LESPA wants you, anybody around the world, you can be in Africa, you go on www.lespa.com. When you click on the link, you'll see a donation button. You can even donate on our member are doing the same. So you can donate $5, $2, $3. They will all help us to. In fact, we even face a bridge in District 3 in Grand Bassa County. I'm sorry, the picture is not around for the show to you. We face a bridge here, and we intend to and do more. Thank you.
All right. We have a comment on the board from one Vera Harris, and she said, "Gonglo is a great person with a good plan, but he does not have the number at this time." I don't know what kind of number she's talking about, but there is one thing we can always say. Councillor Chawan say Gonglo is easily sold. Period. He's easily sold. What do I mean? This is the man who no one, if it came to what we call a campaign debate today, there would be no political leader, political presidential candidate that will pinpoint at Councillor Chawan, say Gonglo, and say, "Well, you did this, and we have evidence to that." So whether or not he has the number, it is the election day that will determine whether Councillor Chawan say Gonglo has the number. I know she's talking about, voters and what have you. But be as it may, we want Liberia to
Yeah,
progress. So before
yeah,
leaving you guys, yes,
yeah.
sir.
Madam Vera Harris, I just want to say to you that numbers is important, but we will encourage you to read the platform of Councillor Gongo. This is a man uh, in his 10-point agenda. One of the agenda is that there will be no zero tolerance for corruption under a Gonglo government. Within the first 100 days, a thorough review of all audit report will be done by the GSC, and there will be no interruption. I mean, so I just want you to carry that message. The message is very clear. It's clear that we will be able to straighten your. Before people get mad with me in my own organization, why is it that your integrity is so strong? Because I want for the right thing to be done. We are preaching integrity, so we got to practice it in our organization. So I want you to carry that message that because of number of days while we have George, because of number we have Charles Taylor. So we have to evaluate the numbers into ideas so that we can get a good president for Liberia. Thank you.
I get you.
Vera
Our
has
people
has
normally say,
acknowledged.
yes. Go ahead, Dave.
Yeah. No, I was saying that Sister Vera has rightly said that he is a great person. We need great leaders. So Vera, you can be one of those who can bring in the numbers as well, so that have what is best for Liberia. You see, nobody was born with numbers. That's what political campaigns are about, to sell an idea and individuals that you think and believe are capable of doing the job. So if we Liberians agree that this is a great person of integrity, Don't you want don't we want a great nation? Don't you want a country that is free or where corruption is minimized? Don't we want a country where the rules of law are respected? Where we don't, where it's not a nation of men? Don't we want a country where at least you will go to bed and you know very well that the next day when it comes, you will have food on your table. Your children will be able to go to school. Their school fees will be paid because your dad, your brother, your sister will at least have a job. Don't you want a country where corruption is punished? Because corruption sucks the very life out of the nation. And this is why our people are impoverished, because a handful of people take all of the resources. And as the counselor have said, Liberia is a rich country, but it's been poorly managed. So if we know that this person is a great person, is capable of leading this nation, let all of us make it our business to support this person. If you can encourage two, three, four, five of your friends, like this is a great person, enough is enough of the popularity contest. What is popular may not be the best. So we are encouraging the likes of Grace, get out there, become one of the field workers, join any of the institutions or the groups that support the counselor so that we can have a great leadership in Liberia because all of us have a stake in this nation.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Not the quantity, but the quality. And if Liberia was founded on the basis of Christianity, majority has not been the one that God chose. Minority have always been. Of the entire world, he had only 12 disciples that went all around the world. Tonight, we are about to close. We are about to draw the curtains on this gentleman, this fine gentleman, who have given all their support to make sure that Mama Liberia becomes what she has to be tomorrow. Your last word. We start with Oscar. What do you have to tell your Liberian people tonight before you leave?
I would just want to let the Liberian people know that you see, the when I talk to anybody from Liberia, they talk about Joseph Boyka and the George Weah. And Joseph Boyka is a man that been in office for 12 years. I have nothing against Joseph Boyka, but the vice president pick that he chose is my problem. And there will be a byword for Liberia if that government is chosen. And I also like to encourage everybody that to go on our website www.letspa.com. Letspa welcome the challenges of providing the highest quality of service to the people of Liberia in the long run. That is right after the election or before the election. Letspa, our anniversary will be coming up soon on the 25th of this month, August 25th, will be our anniversary. And we will be having a Zoom meeting, and we will let me invite you to come to our Zoom meeting. It will be a very big meeting. And we are endorsing Taiwan Gongloe today. Tomorrow, it can be any other organization or any political party. But once you have Liberia first, we'll be able to support you. We're not glued to LPP, but I'm a member of LPP. But it doesn't mean that everybody in the organization is a member of LPP. There are some people who are for Unity Party, some people there for CDC. We have different independent group there. They are with us. Thank you.
And before we get to Comrade Jai, we want to make sure that this guy is not elected for the second time. And this is what the Liberian people are saying.
Seven are crying, no. And the women are crying, no. Jawiago, we tire, oh, Jawiago. Innocent people are dying, yo. The students are taking home. Jawiago, we tire, oh, Jawiago. Jawiago, Jawiago, Jawiago. Jawiago, Jawiago, Jawiago,
All right, gentlemen, this is how we're going to close tonight. This is how we're going to draw the curtains out tonight as we leave from here, and we're going to meet you again the next time we meet here. We will go to Comrade Jai for him to give a last word, and then we'll be out of here. Comrade Jai, give us your last saying to the Liberian people.
Okay, thank you so much, my brother Zoka, for the invitation. I'm delighted by our presence. Thank you so much. We hope to have another opportunity to discuss the Gongloe agenda. Um, what I will like for the Liberian people, our people, to take away is, for too long, our nation has suffered. We, from the Civil War to even prior to the Civil War, our people have lived in poverty, in destitution. Most Liberians live in abject poverty. Most of our people live in the slums. It's not God's will that we suffer, that this nation go through this. But what has happened to our nation is poor leadership, a leadership that is not committed to the interest of the Liberian people, and that has kept us behind. Liberia is a very rich country. Your resources have not been utilized to benefit you. The economy is in shambles. You cannot operate an economy with that particular budget that only pays government officials, some of which you do not need. So you need a kind of leadership that understands the nation. You need a leadership that understands the people, that have the compassion, that can analyze issues and say, we need this, we don't need this particular thing. We need this office, we don't need this particular one. A leadership that respects you. And we find that Councillor Gongloe, with his history, with his record of standing for the Liberian people, of being a human rights lawyer, a poor man lawyer, over the years, he has always advocated for what is best for the country. We believe that under his government, he will be able to provide that kind of leadership that will put Liberia on the path so that we can even compete with other nations, so that we can even be better. Liberia can be better than most of the countries, even in Africa, because Liberia is the nation that gives foundation to some of those countries that we see around right now. We can remember Ghanaians sought refuge in Liberia, Nigerians sought refuge in Liberia. Even historically, Nelson Mandela sought refuge in Liberia. Now we have become the shame and the scorn of West Africa. or of the world. That is not right. So we need the kind of leadership that will put Liberia right. And we believe that the Liberian People's Party, headed by Councillor Tiawan Gonglo and his VP, Dr. Yarkpawolo, have the temperament, the commitment, they have the wherewithal to deliver for this country. So we encourage all of you. You can join the LPP. You can join whatever institution that supports this ticket. And come October, so that Liberia will have a new birth, so that Liberia will be better than where it is today. So thank you very much for the invitation, and I thank all the audience and those who may listen later for the attention and for watching this podcast. Thank you very much, Brother
Thank
Victor.
you so much, gentlemen, and I hope to see you guys again. And have a great day, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, this is how we come to the end of the Brom Talk Show, which is intended to educate our Liberian people on how leadership should be done. There are many different goodwill in which we can lead a nation. And Councillor Tiawan Say Gonglo is one person who is ready to lead this nation properly. Come 2023, October 10, we are encouraging you to vote this compelling candidate and his vice president and his vice presidential candidate, Dr. Emmanuel Ure Iyakparo. As one put it, Councillor Tawan Gonglo is good, but he does not have the number. And it should also come back to us, not the number or not the quantity, but the quality. Do you want those who have the number, but is that corruption free to still lead your nation? Or you want the one who does not have the number, but you can become part of that number to make him to win and make sure you live a better life in this country? Look at Iran, look at all of the look at all of the ecology of our country right now. It's all been immense in drugs. Kids are all over the place. Kids don't have food to eat. That alone places stress on them to commit crime. There are a lot of kids that committed crimes in our country today. Is it that we need? Is it what Liberia is supposed to be? Vote Councillor Tiawan Say Gonglo and his running mate, Dr. Emmanuel Ure Iyakpawolo. If you don't hear us again, we're going to be here on Saturday. We're going to be back here on Saturday to do a complete, to come up with, remember that we are also raising funds. And our fundraiser, those of us who are watching or share the video, our fundraiser is again on Saturday to support this young man who has the strength and the knowledge, who has suffered so much for this country, who knows leadership. If you don't hear us again, if you don't hear me again, you want to hear me at the most appointed time on this podcast. My name is Junius D. Zoka II, and I'll be with you on Saturday. Have a great day.